The final day of work was technically last Thursday, but they forgot it was my last day. Classic. So they wanted to throw a pizza party the next day, Friday, so I showed up after my first therapy session. So that was great. There goes some more money down the shitter. Well, hopefully not. So now I'm in the little purgatory bubble of not working for a whole week. And the weather's supposed to be super terrible, freezing, and probably some more snow, but this is the point where I need to find ways to keep my mind occupied and not think about spiraling out of control when I'm not at my new workplace, so I can have my mind occupied there for a long time. Instead of wallowing in this perpetual treadmill that I'm on of feeling like I'm not moving anywhere, even though I literally am. Like, I'm getting a new job, I'm trying therapy, I'm talking to people more than I ever have, I'm making progress, and now that I say it out loud, I know I am, but I still feel the same sometimes about my life. Like, oh, just spinning the old wheels again. Here we go. We're just going to nowhere. But I know I'm not, because I've made the small changes. I just need to keep making them until finally I completely shrug off all these negative feelings, because I know they're stupid. And they are stupid. The negative feelings are there, I think, to sometimes push you in a direction where you need to go so that you can quiet them. And they creep up, I think, to let you know that you're not where you're supposed to be, or whatever other reasons that are in your life that maybe you shouldn't be with a certain someone, or doing a certain job, or a certain activity that is bad for your health, like drugs or booze or whatever, and your mind is telling you you need to stop. So you finally cave and listen to it, because the pain of staying the same is worse than the pain of changing, because change can be painful, unless some people are just built for it. But I think I kind of feel the same, because I'm stuck in the same routine that I was in before I had this, epiphany or whatever about my life. So I think if I can find new things to do while also moving forward at the new job, then I will feel like I am turning into a new person, while also incorporating the old life that I had, which was, admittedly not super fulfilling, because it was just work and dinking around and hanging out with friends. And of course I love hanging out with my friends, but for my personal time, I wasn't growing or learning. I was just screwing around, playing video games way too much. But it's like, I've said before, I couldn't have known that I was making myself feel bad until it was too late. So I guess that just means there comes a point where you have the panic attack or wake up call, and then you're like, oh, it's because I wasn't doing what I need to do now, which is change. So stop being so hard on yourself, because you can't go back in time and go, oh, instead of doing this, I should have been doing this. So I would have felt better getting, older. I would have eased into it and felt okay because I had a place in life and I was moving forward and having goals and reaching them and making things happen, whatever that means. So things can get derailed at any time, You think you're doing great, health scare, family issues, divorce, sick parents, sick kids, lose your job, car breaks down. There's just so many things that can go wrong. And they do. You get hit by a freaking semi-truck and now you're paralyzed. I don't know. Things just happen, and instead of shutting down, which, yeah, most people would shut down if something tragic happens, and that's just normal, and you got to dig your way out of it with help and whatnot. And my little journey has definitely needed help from others, because that's just how you grow. You can't really grow just stuck in your own head all the time. So I guess with this video, I'm just trying to reassure myself that I'm not some loser, that I keep thinking I'm a loser. But it's like, why? What loser stays at the same job for 10 years and goes in, all the time and rarely misses a day and is always on time? Yeah, the job wasn't glamorous, but I went to it. I did it. I was praised for going, I got raises and bonuses, and I guess you do the same thing long enough, you just kind of go, oh yeah, whatever. It's just a job. Who cares? It's not special. And in reality, most jobs aren't special. I'm not saving the world here. But lots of people do the mundane jobs every day that keep this world going. And I don't think they probably get enough praise. They probably think they're worthless too. Like, oh, I just work at a gas station. I just do this. I just do that. I never made it through school. So I go to a gas station. I don't think the person working there is a loser. I would never think that. I go in there and you just do whatever. You get your stuff and you get out and you say hi to them and bye to them and thank you. I don't think they're a loser, because that would be terrible. I don't think anybody's a loser who's working. I don't care what they're doing, So why do I think I'm a loser at my job or whatever I'm doing? It's just so weird that we get down on ourselves so we'll improve, maybe. It's like a mechanism to make us want to do better things, so our brain's nagging at us that this isn't where we're supposed to be. Yeah, maybe. Some people get stuck at their jobs, taking care of family. The money might be good, but they hate it. I understand that, but I had the freedom to move around because I don't have kids to worry about or anything, and I don't own a home yet. Hopefully that happens one day. It would be nice, but who knows with, things. And I want to be in a better spot mentally before I make a decision like purchasing a home. So there are people that rent their whole lives. Are they losers? No. It's like, why do I let these thoughts get into my head when it's just stupid? It's like, dude, who cares? Bazillions of people rent, bazillions of people do whatever. And why am I any different than them? You got to live somewhere. Sure, it's not all glamorous. Does it need to be? No. It's just a roof over your head, running water, and a bed, and some food in the fridge, hopefully. So it's like, we live now kind of like kings would. We're living better than kings because we have AC and running water. Like, that alone, who the hell has that? But everything has a baseline. That's the human condition. You get comfortable with what you need, and there always that reach for more. I need more, more, more to be content, when you really, I think people just need relationships, honestly, or a hobby, or not buying that next thing. Oh, well, I got a 60-inch TV. I need the 70. The 70-inch TV will make me happy. I'll get the OLED. I've been thought that way. I was like, I already have a 60-inch TV, but I want the 65 OLED because it's going to look nicer and be slightly bigger. But then I go and look at it, and I'm like, yeah, it looks good. But it's like, this isn't going to make me happy. I'm going to watch something on it, and it's going to look good. And then when I'm done watching it and go to bed, am I going to remember how incredible it looked on that TV rather than watching on my older TV that's not an OLED? I'm still going to get the experience of watching it. And am I going to be like, oh man, those colors were so vivid. It was amazing. But if I watched it on my old TV, I'd be like, yeah, I watched it. It still looked good. And I got the information in my head. And then after a week, if it wasn't important, I'm going to dump it anyway. So what does it matter that if it was on an OLED or not? It's just crap like that. Is it really going to make my life better? No. So don't buy it. Just find things that do improve your life. And stop with the negativity, I guess that's what I'm getting at. I have to tell myself all the time, like, hey, you're doing whatever you got to do. You're shat out in this world. You try to do what you can. You'll probably make mistakes, probably have regrets. Yeah, I mean, like, who doesn't? Everybody, probably has mistakes and regrets. There's probably a small few that had everything just set up straight and knocked them all down. But maybe a mistake could be a path to doing something new. Or a regret will teach you a lesson that, hey, I'm not going to do that again, or be around these kind of people, or do that kind of, activity again. That's how you learn. And I've learned that I need to find things that are more fulfilling to do. And I like to fall back into my old standards, which can be okay, but at the same time, I get that nagging feeling like, dude, you need to be doing something else. So that something else is still being worked out, and hopefully I can get there. And until then, I just need to shut up so much in my own head and just be like, yeah, this is life, man. It's just kind of a strange time to be in, technology and stuff, but it's probably the nicest time to be alive. If, you want to make life harder on yourself, do it. Go rock climb or do some sort of crazy sport and challenge yourself instead of, hey, I don't need to be out in a field 12 hours a day. That's challenging. So it's all about mind shifting, and I want to get there.